Good evening, hockey fans, and welcome on into the Neutral Zone on Sports Radio, your direct feed for all sports. Back here with Adam and Zach. We've got lots to talk about tonight. All kinds of games going on. We got 9 different games going on tonight. We'll give you some highlights and updates from all of them. We've got an update on Kucherov reaching 100 points. We got the contract extension to talk about, as well as some college hockey. Big Ten tournament coming up, as well as NCAA tournaments. And the ones that are nearest and dearest to my heart, we'll give you a Red Wings update as well. So, y'all buckle on in and don't get texting to the boards, protect your 5-hole, and let's get ready for life and life. Good evening, everyone, and welcome on into the Neutral Zone on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Here tonight with Adam and Zach. Lots to talk about tonight. All the aforementioned topics in the intro, plus some trade deadline talks, and also some injury news for my near and dear to my heart Red Wings.
Wait a minute, who's getting hurt for the Red Wings? Don't you dare say who I think you're thinking.
Oh no, not your boy.
None
of our Black Wings, Red Hawks.
Traitors. I believe that's the word you're searching for.
Benedict Arnolds.
Yes.
No,
damn you.
Is he right? Dylan Larkin, I believe. Yes.
Oh no. Well, that's not good.
I know, right? That could affect their possibly, securing a wild card. So let's hope not.
Yeah, that's not good at all for them. Well, they need to be staying healthy. Well, we will definitely be getting into that as we are in the Neutral Zone. Indeed, on this fine Tuesday evening, we're going to be spending a lot of time in the college ranks, though, with the lineup and the stories you were sending me this afternoon, Zach. We are going to be spending a lot of time down in the college ranks tonight, which is very cool because I know you're going to be very excited to tell us all about Michigan State winning the Big Ten. So,
But of course.
So there'll be lots of fun and excitement and good times to be had all around on the show this evening. But
yeah.
Before we get into all that, we do want to acknowledge and thank our sponsors here at IE Sports Radio. Starting with Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, the single-A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Find them on Instagram at Planet Jerky or go to their website, planetjerky.net. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. And we are brought to you by Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations, and now you're looking for that extra special touch. Or maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Well, then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts is for you. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. Find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps or on Facebook by searching Seal the Deal Wax Seals. And IE Sports Radio for the last 9.5 years now has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to keep up with the latest in sports and with our shows. Also, check out our daily updated website, iesportsradio.com, for sports news, the IE Sports Radio blog, our Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month, pages dedicated to each podcast, our IE Sports Radio community forum, and stop by the shop to check out the merchandise. Thank you for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports. And this show is also available for you on social media. You can find us at X. We are at IESR Neutral Zone. Zach is at The Pupless. I am at Adam_Karnick. Whew, that was a lot of talking. Zach, you talk for a bit.
Whew, man. Oh, by the way, how are you tonight?
I'm, in there. I am here. And we're not going any further than that.
Good. I'm glad you made it. I'm. Go ahead. What?
I was just saying we're just gonna leave it at that.
That works. I am here. I am excited for Michigan State. I don't want to. It gives us lots of content for tonight. I mean, I don't want to toot my horn too much, but I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it was a good week in hockey for you. It was a very good hockey week for you.
Right. Well, I didn't even know it until my buddy told me. He went to Purdue, and so we were talking some trash before the game, the basketball game, and he's like, You already won hockey. Leave the basketball to us. And I'm like, wait, what? We won?
Well,
the whole way I found out. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Holy crap, that's awesome.
Well, you kind of have to, based on the way the basketball team is playing out there. They have to have something new to hang their hat on.
Well, I mean, we'll still make the tournament, but 3 losses in a row is definitely discouraging.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, before we dive into that college talk, though, let's take a quick peek at the scoreboard around the NHL real quick, shall we? We've got 9 games tonight. 7 of them are currently active, and then there's 2 that'll get started by the time we're off the air. Out in New Jersey, which we will be talking about them at some point in the show tonight, the Panthers, the reigning Eastern Conference champions, are currently leading the Devils 3-2 with just under 17 minutes to play in the game. Then out in Pittsburgh, we have the Penguins on top of the Blue Jackets, also by that same score of 3-2, with about 15 minutes left to go in that one. End of 2 in Boston. This is the big one. Oilers and Bruins tied at 0 at the end of 2.
Holy crap.
Yeah, great goalie
Defensive
match
struggle.
going on. Defensive struggle, and I am taking a look here. Let's see. So taking a quick peek at the box score on that one, we have Stuart Skinner and his amazing mustache in net for the Oilers. He has made 21 saves through the first 2 periods. And then, meanwhile, Linus Ullmark, not to be outdone, has made 17 saves to this point in the match. So a good one going out there in Boston. Kind of maybe get a feeling that the first team to score is going to win that one.
Yeah, no joke.
Also, at the end of 2 out in New York, the Islanders and the Blues, which this game you can catch over on our sister station, USRN2. This is their Tuesday night hockey game of the week. The Islanders and Blues are tied at 2 at the end of 2. So deuces wild out there in Brooklyn. with just under 15 minutes left to go in the second period, so plenty of time left down in Nashville. The Predators are on top of the Canadiens 1-0. And then up in Winnipeg with 13 minutes left in the second, the Seattle Kraken lead the Jets 1-0. And then just underway out in the desert, the Blackhawks and the Coyotes are tied at 0. And then yet to come, the Canucks and Kings will be dropping the puck a little over an hour from now. And at the same time, the Stars and the Sharks out in San Jose, as that game should be over very quickly. That one shouldn't take long at all. So nine games going on right now in the NHL. And I know we're going to be doing a lot of college, but real quickly, Zach.
Yes, sir.
Did you see that Vegas, their schedule has caught up with them, and the fact that they have to be playing games on, more frequently than twice a week has finally caught up with them?
I did not.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Ooh, woof.
Yes, so the Golden, and they suddenly find themselves in third in the Pacific now. The Oilers have jumped them. The Kings are simply a point behind them for third. So Vegas is in real danger of falling into the wild card realms here in the Pacific Division.
Ooh, so instead of Golden Knights, they're the Bronze Knights. Got it. Okay.
Right, exactly. Yes, they have subjected themselves to that now.
Yeah. Here, let's update around the standings while we're at it. So Eastern Conference. Okay. Florida is in first in the Atlantic with 88 points. Boston's in second with 86. Toronto in third with 78. Detroit and Tampa Bay are tied at fourth with 72. Flip over to the Metropolitan. We got Rangers with 84 points in first. Carolina in second with 78 points. Philadelphia in third with 72. And New York Islanders at 66. Washington Caps at 65. New Jersey Devils at 64. So on. Let's actually look at the wild card picture. Let's just do that. Okay, Western Conference. Winnipeg leads it with 83, as well as Dallas with 83. They're in second in the Central, and Colorado is in third at 81 points. Pacific, you got Vancouver with 85 in first, Edmonton with 76 in second, Vegas in third with 73. Wild cards right now would be LA with 72 and Nashville with 72. There's your playoff picture if the playoffs started today.
And one of the teams that you mentioned in there that would be on the outside looking in right now is the New Jersey Devils. And they are currently hosting the Panthers, and they are losing to the Panthers because right now the Panthers are the best team in the NHL, point-wise, standings-wise.
Exactly.
Though apparently the Predators have decided they want to play hockey again. They've got the Predators have an 8-game winning streak. What? Where'd that come from? Anyway.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, the Devils decided they wanted to get on the bandwagon of firing their head coach midstream. Though, frankly, at this point, this feels really late for that. I mean, you have 20 games left in the season. Is this really the time to be changing your head coach at this point? I would think at this point it's more prudent to just ride this horse out, or stick with the gal that brought you, whatever tired old cliche you want to use.
See it through.
Yeah. To change coaches with 21 games left in the season feels reckless to me on the part of New Jersey. Yet that's what the Devils did. They let go of their head coach, Coach Ruff. What? I lost his first name there. What the? Where did it go? Yes, there we go. Coach Lindy Ruff getting the axe here over the weekend. Jack Hughes said it kind of perfectly. The runway's not that long, so we've got to really be desperate. That's what this move screams of to me. It's just pure desperation on the part of the Devils. They're projected they have about a less than 20% chance of making the playoffs at this point. They are you mentioned that they're behind the Flyers, who the Flyers can't really make up their mind of whether or not they want to really be trying at this point. They're still 8 points back of Philly for third in the Metro. And what did you say in the wild card rankings? How far are they back for the final wild card spot?
Oh, keep talking because I navigated off it. Sorry.
There, I pulled it up. They are still 8. So they're 8 points back of Tampa for the last wild card, or they're 8 points back of Philly for the third spot in the Metro, which would, either one gets them in. You'd always rather just finish in the top 3 in your division because then you don't have to, it's less hoops to have to jump through. But
yeah.
I don't know. I saw it. I saw it get brought up, and it was just my thought was why? Why at this point? Why? Seriously, what are you trying to accomplish at this point by axing your head coach?
I mean, you're absolutely right. They're not like it's not like they're in last place or anything. I mean, like those Chicago Blackhawks or anything. But
no. Only the Blackhawks can have that dubious distinction. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up.
Hey, I don't get the chance that often, so I kind of needed to throw a little zinger in there.
Oh man, yeah, I saw that the other day. It was like I had. Here's how I had to justify that to myself. It was they've simply played more games than the other teams. The Sharks will catch up to them. It's just a points percentage thing. That's all.
You're right. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. They're middle of the pack with everybody else. Just outside of wild card contention. I mean, Islanders 66, Washington 65, New Jersey 64, Pittsburgh 62, Buffalo 62. I mean, they're right there in contention. It just seems a little desperate unless maybe there were other issues, or maybe I saw that article, headline anyways, about who they replaced him with, and maybe they just saw more potential in the replacement. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll go with that for now. This really feels to me like they wanted to kind of kick the players in the butt and hope that this would light a fire under them to try and go on a little bit of a winning streak.
Well, the article says it perfectly. They did win a playoff round last season, but they're struggling to contend in a clogged Eastern Conference. That is 100% the truth. Clogged.
Yeah, it is very clogged. Well, here's what the Devils general manager Tom Fitzgerald said about the move. Quote, "I felt it was the right time to make this change. I just felt the identity we played with to sustain playoff position wasn't there. It wasn't sustainable." You're not in playoff position. What playoff position are you sustaining?
Right. Quote, "I hold our entire organization to the highest levels of accountability to focus on being a competitive team that expects to be a perennial playoff contender. Unfortunately, we are not currently at that level, and I needed to make this decision. This was an extremely difficult conversation to have with Lindy based on the relationship that he and I have. He was the right coach to develop our young players on the ice, and above all else, he is a tremendous person."
Yeah. So Lindy Ruff in 4 seasons in New Jersey goes 128, 125, and 28. They made the playoffs last season. They were ousted in the first round They made it to the second round. Excuse me. The first time making it to the second round in over a decade.
Yeah.
But I just, no offense to Travis Green, I'm sure he's a fine fill-in. He was the head coach out in Vancouver for several seasons. He's done this before. I just don't know what you hope to accomplish in 20 games. It's not just being 8 points back in the Metro either. Boy, that sentence was a lot harder to get out than I thought it would be. You're also, you have to jump 3 teams in the Metro. It's not like all that is separating you from the playoffs is 8 points between you and Philly. You're also a point behind Washington. You're 2 points behind the Islanders. You've got to jump those teams too. Not only do you need to win and you need Philly to lose, you need the Islanders to lose. You need the Capitals. All right, the Capitals might lose anyway. But, you've got to rely on that. Or looking at it the other way of the wild card, it's the same 2 teams. So no matter what, it's you've got to rely on you winning and 3 other teams losing. That's a lot to expect in 20 games.
Yeah. They say that they gave Ruff a multi-year extension before the start of the season, likely because of the win in the playoffs, which was the last under his previous contract. As time wore on and chance of, quote, fire Lindy continued to be heard at home, the change seemed like it was inevitable. They lost 3 of their last 4. Yeah. So part of me wonders if he's just, if he had an itchy trigger finger and he's just succumbing to public pressure.
Honestly, this feels to me like a late trigger finger. You should have made this move a month ago. You should have done this at the All-Star break. You shouldn't have waited until March. It's just too late.
Well, and it's not like you could fire him at the end of last year because they won a playoff round.
Right. Oh, yeah. You fire him over the offseason, and it's what the hell, man? What more could he have done?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he didn't win the cup for us, so.
Oh, yeah, clearly. Never mind that we hadn't won a playoff series in 11 years. We didn't win the cup. We didn't win 4 playoff series this year, therefore.
Right, yeah. Well, but, okay, so then that turns to what we talked about earlier, what about the potential of Travis Green? So it says, Travis has key experience running benches at the junior, AHL, and NHL levels, and knows that there are no shortcuts to success, from what Fitzgerald said. He's a high-demanding individual who's familiar with the group and excited about working to get us back on track.
Best of luck to you, sir. You've got a month. You have. Whoops. No, going into my photo gallery is not going to tell me how many weeks are left between now and the end of the season.
Well, a month and a half. How about that?
Yeah, you've got effectively 6 weeks left in the regular season to try and cover this ground. That's not a lot of time. You guys better kick it in high gear.
Yeah.
High gear.
Oh, here it is. Green, a former teammate of Fitzgerald with the Islanders.
There's always some nepotism there, isn't there?
Yep. That's, I think that's it. That's the tweet.
There you go. Yep, there it is. So straight, once again, just no head coach is ever safe in the NHL unless you're the head coach of the San Jose Sharks or the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah. That becomes 7 NHL teams to make an in-season coaching change, joining Edmonton, Minnesota, St. Louis, Ottawa, New York Islanders, and now the Kings, and now the Devils.
That is a lot. That is a lot of in-season moves. And Good evening to Ralph Calise. He's listening while he's watching hockey. And then Larry just jumped in. He is very excited about something here. You guys, the Ducks game was awesome. Oh yeah, they hosted the New Jersey Devils. Larry and his wife Cecilia got to go to the Ducks Devils game here a little bit ago. It was Teacher Appreciation Night, and not only did the Ducks win, they got to watch Jack Hughes try to tie the game on a penalty shot with 2 seconds left in regulation.
Ooh.
You want to talk about getting to watch some entertaining hockey. That was quite the game. That was quite the game. So I can understand where Larry is coming from with his excitement right now.
Right.
So, all right. Well, we are going to take a quick break right now, and then when we come back, we are going to transition into the collegiate game, because I know you have got a ton of college notes that you want to get through from your notebook. This is the Neutral Zone on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold, and have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and sinners. Hello, sports fans around the world. Hello, IE Sports family. This is Cale Henderson, the host of IE Vegas, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio. If you folks are interested in sports in the Vegas area, if you're wanting to have a blast for 1 hour every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, this is a show built for the Vegas sports fans, where we feature the Las Vegas Raiders, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the Las Vegas Aces, and the University of Las Vegas, Nevada Rebels. Hopefully, fingers crossed, MLB team coming soon. Either way, if you folks are looking to have a blast for 1 hour each and every week, tune in Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you folks are interested in Vegas sports news, go to our Twitter, at SinCities_IESR, and you can speak with me, the host, Cale Henderson, at Cale_Henderson on Twitter. At any time, be happy to reply. Always want to reach out to our fans. Again, the Sin City Sports Show, presented by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
And welcome back into the Neutral Zone here on IE Sports Radio. Zach and Adam back with you here. The chat really got bumping there during the commercial break. We got to catch up to this. Larry is still beaming over he and his wife Cecilia getting to go to the Ducks game here a few nights ago. They got to go down onto the ice and each take a shot on net after the game. The video that Larry sent to me, it looked like Cecilia's the better shot of the two. Neither of them made it, but Cecilia's was significantly closer. And then Patty Bax hopped in. Congratulations, Patty. Her show, The Buffalo Huddle, made it all the way to its 100th episode tonight. So Patty got to celebrate that a little bit here tonight. She did a terrific job on her show. So, Zach, I know that you had a couple of notes real quick yet at the NHL level, but then you have an entire notebook to empty about the collegiate hockey. So let's get to it.
Sure. Okay, couple of news and notes. Nikita Kucherov from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Last week, he reached 100 points in a season, beating your aforementioned New Jersey Devils.
A lot of teams have been doing that. There's a lot of that going around lately, hence why they fired their coach.
Right, yeah, fitting. He leads the NHL with 102 points. He reached 100 points in just 59 games, fewest to do so in Lightning history. Okay, cool. We'll caught up on that one. The Rangers have extended goalie Jonathan Quick. I wonder how much his last name has played into his career.
I don't know. You know, about a decade ago when the Hawks kept eliminating them from playoff contention, we would often say, oh, boy, that was a quick exit.
Well, it was, for a while there, it was alternating. It was either you guys would make the finals or they would make the finals or...
Oh, yeah. And every time the Hawks would knock them out, it felt just a little sweeter.
Nice. Well, but they've graded terms Sunday with 1-year contract extension with veteran goaltender Jonathan Quick. worth $1.275 million for the 24-25 season. Quick is 38. He joined the team he grew up rooting for on an $825,000 deal last summer after being the backup for the Vegas Golden Knights. He has thrived as Igor Shesterkin's backup this season for the first-place Rangers. Milford, Connecticut native is 13-5-2 with a 2.45 goals against average and a .916 save percentage in 21 games. That's 20 starts with New York. Quick backstopped the LA Kings to the Stanley Cup twice in 2012 and 2014 and won the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP during the first of those championship seasons. Lastly, this leads into my Red Wings. Red Wings captain Dylan Larkin sidelined with injury for 2 weeks. He's got a lower body injury. The center left Saturday's 4-0 loss to the Panthers after receiving a minor penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Larkin, 27, leads the Red Wings in goals, 26, and points, 54, through 55 games this season. He leads the team's forwards in ice time per game. He has 491 points in 639 games since being selected by Detroit in the first round, 15th overall back in 2014. Red Wings enter this week sitting at 33-22-6, holding the first wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. Detroit has not been to the Stanley Cup playoffs since the 15-16 season that ended like a 25 or 26 year run, I believe.
Yeah, that was a long, long streak. Kucherov, by the way, is also currently the front runner to win the Art Ross Trophy for NHL points leader, and he's considered right now the favorite to win the Hart Trophy for MVP.
Oh, nice. Okay. More on the Red Wings. They were on a 6-game win streak after demolishing Washington last week 8-3 while we were on the air. That was snapped by the Islanders 5-3 and Florida 4-0. They face the Avalanche tomorrow at 9:30 on TNT. 33-22-6 on the season, like we said. They're sitting at 4th in the Atlantic Division with 72 points. Still in position for that first wild card. Hopefully this Larkin injury won't affect that too much. Fingers crossed. We'll need We'll need Kane and DeBrincat and Lucas Raymond and Moritz Seider and everybody else to step up.
Need some extra firepower there.
Definitely. But yeah, so that's everything on the pro side right now. So college, Michigan State has won the Big Ten regular season hockey title over the weekend. They'll move on to the Big Ten tournament starting this weekend. Since Michigan State won the Big Ten title, they get a first round bye. The bracket sets up like this. We got Michigan and Notre Dame in one matchup, Wisconsin and Ohio State in the other, and Minnesota and Penn State in the third. Each one of those is a best of 3 series that starts this weekend. Friday through Sunday, looks like. And then the winners move on, and they're on the home campuses of the higher seeded team. So then Michigan State will host a game next weekend on the 16th. And let's see. They're 22-9-3 on the season. This is the 11th Big Ten tournament. That's what I thought. This is Michigan State's first Big Ten title in hockey. The Big Ten has only had the hockey conference for about 11 years now. So yeah, there you go.
I know that you're obviously not impartial here, but do you expect Sparty to win the Big Ten title, the Big Ten tournament out of all this?
I don't know. They're playing with house money at this point because they haven't been this good since they won the Natty back in 2007. You expect Michigan to be the better of the two in the hockey leagues lately, or at least in the last decade. Owen Power, Dylan Larkin, all those guys came from Michigan.
So yeah, there's some strong players that were coming out of the Wolverines program there.
Strong pedigree. I think the Hughes brothers, weren't they Michigan ones too? Michigan products?
You might be right. Yes.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So Big Ten hockey tournament's coming up. Like I said, I think they're playing with house money at this point. The winner of the tournament does get a bid to the NCAAs. So there's 16 teams in the NCAA tournament. I don't know. We always talk about, with March Madness, they always talk about the conference champs versus the at-large bids. I don't know if there's any at-large bids for the hockey tournament, but I can't imagine there being that many hockey leagues though.
Yeah, it's not as quite as full of a field. So we're taking a look real quick here at the rankings while we're at it. Boston College is still ranked number 1, getting all of the first place votes.
Yeah.
Then Boston University 2, North Dakota 3, no change there in the top 3. Denver and Wisconsin flip-flopped this past week. Michigan State is staying at 6.
Okay.
Quinnipiac, Minnesota, Maine, that all stays the same. Colorado College and Providence flip-flopped. Massachusetts jumped from 14 to 12. Cornell stayed put at 13. Michigan jumped 2 spots from 16 to 14. Western Michigan fell all the way from 12 to 15. A rough week for the Broncos. Omaha jumped from 18 to 16. St. Cloud fell from 15 to 17. New Hampshire fell to 18. RIT stayed put at 19, and Arizona State remained 20th. So that means that the Hairdo Arena actually hosts an inferior product on the professional side.
I was just gonna say, yeah, the Mullet Arena, our boys at Mullet.
You'd rather go watch the amateurs play at Mullet Arena than the pros.
Yeah, exactly. Here, I got an answer to our question. They have a couple previews out for the NCAA hockey tournament, and this one talks about, some spots in the 16-team field are secure. There's a bigger and more unstable bubble of teams than usual, scrapping for the chance to embark on the road to the Frozen Four. NCAA field includes the winners of the 6 conference tournaments. That's the Atlantic, the Big Ten, the CCHA, the ECAC, the Hockey East, and NCHC. Bit of alphabet soup there. And 10 at-large teams based on the pairwise rankings.
So a little bit of at-large, but it's primarily winning your conference, which, you want to get in, win your conference. That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So six conference champs, 10 at-larges. Pairings will be announced March 24th. Regionals are held in Springfield, Massachusetts, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Providence, Rhode Island, Maryland Heights, Missouri. Frozen Four will be held April 11th through 13th at the Xcel Energy Center in St. Paul.
Yep, I knew the championship was going to be at up in Minnesota this year, which is good. That's where it should be more often than not, quite frankly.
Yeah,
but
exactly. Here's where the whole NCAA field stands right now. Safe and sound: Boston College, Boston U, North Dakota, Wisconsin, Michigan State. Yay! They have Michigan State. Let's see, numbers to know. Spartans, who are seeking their first Big Ten title since the league was formed in 2013, are 7-1-1 away from the home rink since the holiday break. The Talking Heads take says, it's great to see the Spartans back in contention at the national level. They have been consistent all season, losing a back-to-back series only once at Boston College, and are on their way to a Big Ten regular season title, which they've won now. To me, they're a bit of a wild card in terms of how far they'll go in the NCAAs. We could see them in St. Paul, or it could be one and done. But when you have defenders like Artem Levshinov and goaltenders like Trey Augustine, the sky's the limit. So,
all right. Zach, not to cut you off for a second, but I know that you are a cat person. You are going to enjoy this. So Jen B, our Cleveland-based host, she just jumped into the chat. She got done watching the Blue Jackets lose to the Penguins 5-3. So she was saying hello, and then all of a sudden, just literally a random assortment of letters and numbers suddenly appeared in the chat screen from her.
Mm-hmm.
Her cat walked on her phone and is listening to the show.
Oh. Tell the cat to follow us on Twitter.
I was gonna say, Jen, we're gonna need details on the cat now. We need to know what kind, name, age, all the major statistics, please.
Your 13 different nicknames, you call it.
Right. All the important data on the cat. So all the important. And what does the cat think of the show? Are we entertaining enough?
Right. Yeah.
So sorry to completely and totally derail you there, but
hey, for once it wasn't me.
I know we did a little bit of role reversal there.
So teams that look like they're safe and sound in the field, Big Ten wise, so far you got Wisconsin, Michigan State, Minnesota. In the field for now, Providence, St. Cloud State, Western. Numbers to know for Western: junior Dylan Wendt, senior Sam Colangelo give Western a pair of players in the top 10 nationally in goals per game. This guy says the past few weeks, Western Michigan hasn't had the results it would want, losing 7 of its past 12, but 3 of those losses came in overtime. Broncos are getting career years from Wendt and Luke Granger, and some other transfers, such as Colangelo and Ethan Phillips, have made great impacts. They just split a pair with St. Cloud State and face North Dakota this weekend. Michigan, they said, should be in for now. One bid league champions would be the Atlantic champion, the CCHA champion. CCHA where Michigan State used to be. They've got Minnesota State leading that one. Bemidji State. Minnesota State is the highest ranked CCHA team in the rankings, while Bemidji State sits atop the league standings. Those teams square off in the final weekend of the regular season. Just this past weekend. On the bubble, Colorado.
Those two usually are pretty good across the CCHA. There, Bemidji's a good one as well. So,
yeah. On the bubble, you got Colorado College, Cornell, New Hampshire, and that's about it.
And I'm just looking up real quick as well to see how that matchup went between Bemidji and Minnesota State. Let me see if I can find it.
Sure.
The Atlantic has already started its tournament, by the way.
Okay.
Fun fact, Army has a hockey team. I did not know that.
Wow, I was unaware.
They're not any good at all. They lost to Niagara 4-1.
Ooh.
Bemidji State blanked Minnesota State 2-0 on Saturday.
Ooh,
so
okay.
Bemidji should take the regular season crown then over Minnesota State.
Okay. And there's another article here on it too. Let me see. Which team has been the biggest surprise so far this season? This guy says Minnesota State. The other guy says Maine and Wisconsin are ones he didn't expect to see up the top of the rankings. Which league so far is most intriguing? This one says Hockey East, CCHA, Atlantic Hockey. Let's see. So he says every conference has some drama, but the CCHA and the Atlantic Hockey do not have a team in the top 16 in the pairwise. If that stands, only the conference tournament champ in those leagues will make the NCAA tournament. So home ice becomes crucial. Regular season games will take on playoff-like atmosphere heading into the stretch run. Let's see here. Which team set up to have a second half surge? One guy says Western. One guy says Quinnipiac. This guy says Michigan. Okay. Oh, here's their picks for the Frozen Four. Boston College, Boston U, North Dakota, Denver. Same thing, somebody else. Boston College, Boston U, North Dakota, Denver. Last guy, Boston College, Boston U, Denver, and Quinnipiac.
I'm going to be a slight homer and say I would put in Michigan State, but I can't argue with Boston College or Boston U. I think I'd be doing Boston College, Boston U, Quinnipiac, and Sparty at this point.
Yay!
I like
Frozen
that. Four. Oh! We have all kinds of details on the cat. All right, so he's a 5-month-old tabby by the name of City Boy.
Cute.
He was hiding under a smoker, apparently, at Jen's husband's work. Found him, brought him home. Nicknames are Little Guy, Baby Cat City, and Crazy. And he is crazy. He also apparently is loving the show, so we appreciate that. He does literally climb the walls. He's also having the snip done on the 16th. So, that's gonna be a rough weekend.
Yeah.
So,
well, mine seems to be liking the show. She's on my lap right now.
there we go. So that's why we've got cat energy going through the microphones right now. That's what's happening here. Okay.
Yep.
All
yep.
right.
Exactly.
Now it all makes sense.
Yep, exactly. This last guy says, Boston College and Boston U are insanely talented with several players on both teams who are going to wear an NHL sweater sooner than later. We haven't seen a team with that makeup win it all in a while. Maybe this is the year.
I think Boston College has some guys who were first-round picks this last year. So, yeah, they are loaded.
Yeah. Well, you talk about that being your pick for the Frozen Four. Well, the last time Michigan State won the national title, that's who they beat. They beat Boston College. So
that's you get plenty of opportunities if you make the tournament on a regular basis. You get plenty of opportunities to go against those teams from Boston. So,
yeah. But based off of what these guys are saying, it sounds like they could be in. Even if they don't win the Big Ten tournament, which, okay, sweet.
Yeah. They're ranked 6th right now. Yeah, I would expect that they should still make a 16-team field even without winning. So, all right. So we got started on this wonderful rabbit hole of all the college games from over the weekend. I got one for you here. Neither of these teams are getting ready to make any kind of a postseason run, but Stonehill played Alaska Anchorage over the weekend. It did not go well for Stonehill. The Stonehill Seawolves. Yeah.
Okay.
No, excuse me. The Alaska Anchorage Seawolves took on Stonehill College. The final score: Alaska Anchorage 12, Stonehill 2.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
that's a whooping.
Yeah,
that is a whooping. I'm pulling up the box score. It was 3-1 at the end of one, so it was it was relatively close at that point. However, boy, did it get ugly in a hurry in the second period.
Poured on 9 goals in the span of 2 periods.
Let's see. I'm pulling up the order of everything in here too. So it was Alaska scored the first 3 goals. So it was 3-0. Then Stonehenge got on the board. Henry Schreifels scored to make it 3-1. Then Anchorage got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive goals. It was 8-1, but for Schreifels scored again to make it 8-2, and then Anchorage poured on 4 more in the third period to finish it out 12-2.
That is crazy.
Let's see. Ben Almquist and Maximilian Helgeson both had hat tricks for the Sea Wolves. Gunnar Van Dam and Porter Shackle both had 2 goals, and Connor Marriott and Carter McNarland both had goals for Anchorage as well. So lots of people scoring.
Yeah. Whew, no kidding. Speaking of scores, you want to do a roundup before we go?
Real fast, and then we're going to turn things over to Cale Henderson. Absolutely.
I got this. Okay, Bruins and Oilers. Bruins finally got a goal, and it's almost over, 1-0 with 1:28 left in the third. Bruins lead that.
I called that first team to score was going to win.
Yeah, yep, likely. They probably got an empty net right now, the Oilers do. Canadiens and Preds tied at 2 at the beginning of 3. Kraken and Jets tied at 2. The third period just started. Your Blackhawks got a goal over the Coyotes, 1-0 at the end of 1. Canucks and Kings still to come tonight at 10:30. Stars and Sharks to come at 10:30. Will be done by 10:45.
Followed immediately by the post game.
Right. And Panthers, the best, what did you say, league leading Panthers beat the Devils 5-3. Penguins beat the Blue Jackets also by the score of 5-3. And Islanders beat the Blues 4-2.
Oh.
There's your roundup for tonight.
There we go. And there is the Horde. We made it. A lot that we got through, for as much that we talked about tonight, we actually dove into quite a few things there tonight. This was one of the more interesting shows we have done as a whole. Kudos to both of us. Way to go, us.
Oh, gonna pat myself on the back.
Exactly. I'm gonna try to not hurt my elbow while I
Right.
Thank you to our sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Visit them on planetjerky.net to place your order. Free shipping on orders of $50 and above. And, of course, thank you to our other sponsors, Seal the Deal Wax Seals with Cecilia B. Find them on Instagram at @SealTheDeal_Wax Seals or Facebook Wax Seals. Thank you to Larry B. for hanging out in the chat room with us tonight, regaling us with some stories of his trip to the Ducks game, as well as all the things he does behind the scenes here at the station. Thank you to Patty Bags. Congratulations again on 100 episodes there. Ralph Police and Jen B. for hanging out in the chat room with us. Finally, thank you guys for being here and listening, whether it was live tonight on Spreaker or you caught us after the fact on Apple Podcasts or YouTube Podcasts, Spreakers, Deezer, Podcast Addict, CastBox, all the ways that you can catch the show. Thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate that. Next week, we will have even more clarity on the playoff picture of the NHL. We'll let you know how that's shaping up, what we think there as we get ready to make the push, and we'll take a peek some more on the NCAAs, and we'll go check in on the professional women's hockey league as well. For Zach Huffless, I am Adam Turner. Together, we are the Neutral Zone for IE Sports Radio. Everybody have a fantastic week. Light the lamp, stay out of the penalty box, and as always, be sure to protect your 5-hole. See you